You 35, starting a YouTube or content creator journey, and you need some help editing and just getting started, you come to the right channel. You come to the right channel. If you don't know, I got you. We're in this together. Welcome. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Alicia. This is Alicia's Life and Coffee. I'm your favorite 39-year-old content creator, YouTuber, sharing all the tips that I'm learning as I'm growing this platform. Congratulations to us. We made it to 101 subscribers, and we're headed to our journey to 500. We can do it. And I am so excited to show you some of the editing tips and tricks that I've learned as I've started this journey. So get your coffee, get your pen and paper, and let's get started. First things first, you need to get the CapCut app. Okay, so here's a little tidbit with that. As we may know, but you might not know, TikTok and CapCut are owned by the same people. So every time there's a ban, there's the scary part that CapCut could go away, which sucks for me and many other creators because I haven't mastered, but I've really gotten comfortable with CapCut. I've tried other apps to try editing, but CapCut just has a je ne sais quoi. You know what I'm saying? So download the app now. So in case something happens down the line, you at least have it in your store. But we're going to always have a backup. I'm going to work on that. Okay. So the first thing we're going to work on is titles. Every video has to have a title because what are you talking about? The fun thing about the options of titles is you can add animation, you can change your font style, and we're going to do it right here. All right. So first things first, go into your CapCut app. You're going to add a project. You got to start there, right? So whatever video you may have, let's do like a little mock right here. So we have this video right here, and we're going to add a title. So I love bold font. So one of the things you got to kind of think about when starting to create content is brand recognition or brand consistency of like your font, your colors, things like that. I'm gonna be honest, in my past, because I have a business background, I was really adamant about that. But as I'm like growing and just exploring my content creator journey, I haven't like pinpoint the vibe per se, but I kind of have. I know I like for this era of myself, I want bolder fonts. I use a little bit of softer font sometimes in my food videos, you'll notice, but definitely when I'm giving information, and like I said, this is for our 35 and up crew. Sometimes we can't see, and some of us, like myself, need glasses. So a lot of my font is bold, but there's so many fonts to choose from. So if you scroll around, and we're going to look right now, you'll see all these options, right? Don't get scared. Don't get nervous. You can favorite a few, save them so you just have them as backup, or, just ones that you use quite often. So we're going to choose this one. And then we're going to go in and add an animation. So an in animation is the animation of the font as it's coming onto the screen, right? So then an out is how it leaves the screen. So this is something that I've been playing around with more because I really like the idea of like a little bit of animation and movement. I think it comes from my millennialness of like growing up using PowerPoint and being able to play around with it in that way. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do this animation in, this animation out, and we're going to put it right here, right? So there's some other fun ways, which we might go into depth later on, how you can use like an overlay. Like you guys might see sometimes where like font is behind somebody's head, or like you duck under. That's a little bit more advanced, and I know how to do it, but I don't know how to quite be able to explain it to you guys in a simpler way without just showing you. So that'll be a further down the line video, but I'm excited to show you the title because I feel like when your title is confident and strong, your intro, it just makes the video, it'll capture, what do they say? People's attention span is less than 7 seconds now, less than 7 seconds. So your title has to be bold and catch people's attention. So number one, focus on your title. Number two, transitions. Okay, a transition is how each video or take goes into your next video or your next clip. Some people just, especially if your videos are like 1 to 2 seconds long, you just have the ba 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 ba. Some people like to use transitions. I don't like too many because sometimes it like feels like a little wonky or whatever. I definitely like a transition between my intro or like my title sequence going into maybe my main part of my content, and I definitely like one at the end. it just really depends. Now, sometimes when I do small little like reels, like if I'm showing making coffee or cooking food like quicker, sometimes I'll use more transitions for that. So here we go. So here's our video. We're going to split it up in half just so you guys can see the transition. So right here, we'll click right here. When you click this line, it'll give you all these options. It's so many options. Now, I will tell you guys a little tidbit. I have CapCut Pro and Canva Pro, and it is worth the investment for me as I've built multiple businesses, helped other businesses, even my private life, like making invitations and whatever. So CapCut Pro, so that helps you get a few more options in a lot of these different scenarios. So we're going to pick this one right here. All right, so that's going to be the transition. Now you can also like speed up how fast it happens and things like that. Again, you can play around with different transitions. I wouldn't get too stuck on transitions. Like I said, sometimes I feel like when you got too much going on in the video, it could turn people off. So number 2, transitions. All right, 3 is speed. So the fun thing about the speed option is it could go real, you can move it slow, you can move fast. So I like using speed a lot sometimes when I'm doing voiceovers, because sometimes when you play back the video that you've already captured, you was moving too slow, right? And be honest, we all know, like I said just before, people's attention span is short. So sometimes if I'm like chopping stuff, I'll speed it up. So here we go. You want to click on the speed button once you're in your video, just like this. And then we're going to play around with, okay, so I always stay in between a 1.5 and 2.5, depending on what it is. I don't know why I have this little bit of thing where I love seeing like cutting videos like fast. So like I do my cutting videos like at 2.0 to 2.5. I don't know, this is weird. But I love using the speed option for certain things because sometimes you do need to speed up a scene but not necessarily cut it, if that makes any sense. Like you still want to see the sequence, but yeah, so that's how you use speed. It's not something that I feel like is that complicated. You really just got to see what makes the most sense. So number 3 is speeds. Play around with the speeds. It really works when you're doing tutorials, when you're doing voiceovers, because your voice is going over the video. So it's different if you're like speeding up while you're talking. Now sometimes that can be a little tricky because I already talk fast, as you see. So sometimes if I speed up my voice any more than 1.3, I sound like a chipmunk. I'm like, yeah. So anyways, all right. So next, all right, number 4. Actually, this is one of my favorite features that has helped me elevate, I feel like, my content. So these are intro, outros, or templates, however you want to call it. So one of the things about CapCut that like just takes the like guessing out of content creators is they provide a lot of templates. So there's templates to make reels, there's templates, I believe, even for, well, you can use them for TikTok, you can use them for anything. And you can literally search bar. So here we go. We're going to go into, this is going to be specifically, now, one of the things, hold on, let me rewind. One of the things we did learn, y'all, remember that when you're still growing as a YouTuber, you don't really need an intro like how we have like intros for like sitcoms, stuff like that, because y'all don't know me like that yet. Or like you don't know that person like that yet, but you want to start having some brand recognition. So like for me, I decided to add an intro for my cooking videos now. Now I keep the same outro for every video of mine for the most part. I just switch up the images in the outro. It's just like a thank you for watching kind of thing. Subscribe here. So here we go. Now there's a lot of these, so don't be overwhelmed. So here we go. You're going to go into here, right here. You're going to click on templates. So you see all the options that you have for templates. You have intro, outro, food. It's so many. So you just kind of want to click them and see. The great thing about them is you can go in them, see how they look with your content that you already have. The concept is you go in, edit, replace whatever the, you know, the stock photo or stock video is with your images or your content. So we're going to choose this one. And then, all right, we're going to go ahead and add our video. All right. And then we're going to put it in and see how we like it with our content. So this would be our intro, right? All right. So then we're going to go back and we're going to play around with the outro. Okay. So an outro is just like a way to like wrap up the video. Some people make it to the end, some people don't. But if those that do, sometimes it's nice to like add a thank you for watching or like coming next or something like that. And really, your coming next should probably be before your outro video, but nevertheless. So the great thing about CapCut is there's so many templates that it really is hard for you to not have like a foundation of where to go with your video. Like, even though I do a lot of my pure YouTube videos myself editing, but sometimes I'll go into their template button and I'll scroll through just to get inspired. I don't know, like I feel like I just don't want this app to go nowhere, y'all. I really love this app. Okay, I don't want to jinx it, but all right. So number 4 is intro and outro templates. I hope you guys take a second and just go through these, maybe pause the video and really take a look at these, because I think these will kind of get you inspired. And sometimes actually I think the intros and outros have helped me get inspired, especially for my cooking videos. Just the vibe that I'm trying to go for, not overly aesthetic, still vibrant and bright, but nevertheless. All right. Next, our final step is 5. So number 5 is sounds. So this one I discovered probably after, I don't know, a couple videos of YouTubes I started making. I am obsessed with trying to find sounds. Like, obviously they're copywritten proof or whatever. Like, you can use them on your YouTube and won't be flagged. So you go right here. It's under audio. You click sound effects. So there's other options. They have music. These are all, again, approved. What do you call them? Copywriting, whatever. They're the ones that you can use online and not be, contacted by the content creator or whatever. So you go to sound effects and you literally can type in anything. Like, I love the comedic relief sounds. I use the glitter sound. So you just scroll down through the sounds and you add it. So one of the things that I learned that I use often in the sound feature is fading the sound. Okay. So here we go. You're gonna go right here. You're gonna add the sound, right? Because sometimes you want to bing or bop or whoa or whatever, but you might be doing a voiceover or something maybe already happened. So you wanted to fade into it, like ease into the sound effect. So I started fading in and fading out. Okay. And you can change the volume, so it don't have to be so overpowering. Okay. So let's add a little laugh track right here. Okay. See what that does? Okay. It just adds a little extra je ne sais quoi. Okay. So I wanted to explain to you guys some of the main things that'll just give a new video just a little pizzazz, just a little bit of energy. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be overwhelming. I think sometimes some of these YouTube videos, and it's nothing against nobody, sometimes they overcomplicate it and they move a little too fast. But I feel like if you start with these 5 steps, your title, transitions, speed, intro, outro, templates, and sounds, like that'll just elevate a video real quick. And again, utilize like TikTok as like Google and just search in like editing tips or tricks or whatever like that. But don't overcomplicate it. And sometimes I think we sometimes over edit. Now, I will tell you, my experience has been YouTube is a place that you do got to put a little bit more production and work into your content. Just a little bit more. Like, I feel like YouTube is like the bougie. I don't know. No, that's Instagram. My point is, you do have to put a little bit of work and effort into your YouTube video specifically. And I think CapCut is a great place because it creates a lot of foundation for you to be able to play around and learn and things like that. And there's so many more features I'm still learning. You know what I mean? I've like played around with filters. Like I said, so much with animation and overlay, which I can't wait to show you in another video about overlaying, because I've almost sort of kind of perfected that, still working on it. Zooming in, zooming out, there's effects, there's like so many things. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope you follow and stay tuned for this journey, and make sure you download CapCut just in case they ban it or whatever might be going on. And make sure you follow me for more YouTube journey tips and my journey that's happening to us getting to 500. And thank you for watching and following.